What if everything you've been taught about success, happiness, and your place in the world is wrong? What if true peace doesn't come from chasing more but from discovering less? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're on a journey of self-discovery, if you're feeling stuck in old patterns, or if you're just craving some mental clarity in a noisy world, you found the right space. Today, we're diving into a powerful spiritual guide that's impacted millions around the world in New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Oprah herself called it revolutionary, and for good reason. In just minutes, we'll break down the core ideas that can help you let go of ego-driven thinking, see life with new awareness, and maybe just maybe shift your entire perspective. So take a deep breath, hit that like button, and let's begin. At its core, New Earth is about one thing: awakening. Eckhart Tolle believes humanity stands at a pivotal crossroads. We can either continue on the current path, one driven by ego, division, and unconscious patterns, or we can choose something radically different. We can awaken. But here's the thing. This awakening isn't something mystical or out of reach. It's deeply practical. It begins right now, where you are. Tolle explains that the new Earth isn't a distant place or utopian future. It's a shift in how we live, how we think, and how we see the world. It's a transformation from living in constant mental noise, fear, and identification with form, to living in presence, clarity, and connection. It's about letting go of the ego, the voice in your head that always wants more, that constantly compares, that thrives on drama, and stepping into awareness. Noticing your thoughts, but not being ruled by them. Acting from stillness, not reaction. Lofty. Miggy. But Tolle's brilliance lies in how simply and powerfully he communicates these ideas. He doesn't preach, he invites. Page by page, he gently guides you to recognize that true freedom, peace, and meaning are already within you. You don't have to become someone new. You just have to wake up to who you already are. 1. The ego and the pain body. One of the most powerful ideas in a new earth is Eckhart Tolle's concept of the ego. The ego isn't just arrogance, it's that subtle voice in your head that whispers, "You're not enough." It constantly compares, judges, complains. It thrives on being right, on being seen, on being better than or worse than someone else. According to Tolle, the ego creates suffering because it attaches your identity to things outside yourself. Your job title, your appearance, your achievements, your stuff. And when those things are threatened or taken away, your sense of self feels like it's crumbling. But it goes deeper. Tolle also introduces the idea of the pain body, an emotional energy field made up of old hurt, past trauma, and unresolved pain. Most of us carry it without even knowing. It lies dormant until something triggers it. Ever found yourself overreacting to something small? Snapping at someone over nothing? That's likely your pain body waking up and feeding on conflict. The good news? You're not doomed to live this way. Tolle reminds us that awareness is everything. Just becoming conscious of these patterns, seeing the ego, feeling the pain body rise without reacting, that's the beginning of real freedom. Because once you observe it, you're no longer trapped by it. You are not your pain. You are the awareness behind it. 2. Presence and stillness. So, what's the antidote to ego? According to Eckhart Tolle, it's presence, a state of deep awareness where you're not lost in thought, not caught up in past regrets or future worries, but fully here. Now, presence isn't about zoning out or clearing your mind completely. It's about stepping out of the endless stream of thinking and reconnecting with the present moment. Tolle invites us to shift from what he calls thinking mode into being. That might look like something incredibly simple. Watching your breath as it moves in and out, feeling your feet press into the floor, noticing the sounds around you without labeling them. In those moments, something powerful happens. The mental noise quiets. You're no longer replaying old stories. You're not chasing the next goal or obsessing over what might go wrong. You're simply here, fully alive, fully aware. And in that state, the ego starts to dissolve. Anxiety fades. Cravings lose their grip. Time slows down. You return to a natural stillness that's been there all along, beneath the thoughts, beneath the fear, That's the doorway to peace, not something you achieve, something you allow. It begins not in the future, but in the now. 3. Creating a new earth. When more people awaken to presence, Eckhart Tolle says, something extraordinary begins to happen not just within us, but around us. We collectively create what he calls a new earth. This new earth isn't a utopia in some far-off future. It begins right here, in how we live, how we think, and how we relate to one another. Relationships start to shift. Instead of projecting our past pain onto others, blaming, resenting, reacting, we begin to meet each other with awareness. We listen without needing to defend. We speak without needing to dominate. Love becomes less about control and more about connection. Work also transforms. It's no longer just a means to an end or a pursuit of status. It becomes an expression of presence and purpose. We find meaning in the doing itself, rather than obsessing over the result. Even the most ordinary moments take on a different quality. Washing the dishes, sitting in traffic, walking through the park, these aren't just tasks to rush through. They become opportunities to be fully alive, to feel, to notice, to just be. That's the essence of a new earth. It's not some lofty, abstract philosophy. It's a practical guide to transforming how we show up in everyday life. Because when we stop living unconsciously driven by ego, fear, and habit, we create space for something deeper to emerge. Presence, peace, stillness. And that's how a new world is born, not through force, but through awareness, one person at a time, one moment at a time. So, what do you actually get from reading A New Earth? You get a clearer mind, one that's not constantly spinning with worry, judgment, or distraction. You gain practical tools to stop overthinking, to step out of the mental loops that keep you stuck, and into the stillness of the present moment. You build emotional resilience, so when life gets tough, you don't react from pain. You respond from awareness. Your relationships become more authentic, because you're no longer seeking validation or projecting your wounds onto others. You're showing up with presence. And maybe most important of all, you begin to experience freedom. Freedom from that relentless inner voice that says you're not enough, that keeps you chasing, comparing, doubting. A New Earth isn't just a book you read once and put away. It's a book you return to, a book you live, page by page, moment by moment. It changes how you see everything. Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth is more than just a spiritual read. It's a wake-up call, a call to live consciously, love more deeply, and release the ego that keeps us trapped in fear, judgment, and endless striving. But here's the beautiful part. You don't need to retreat to a monastery or live in silence to experience transformation. You simply need to show up to the present moment. Right here and now, one breath at a time. Tolle's message is clear. Peace isn't something you chase, it's something you awaken to. The moment you stop resisting what is. If this short summary resonated with you, know that the full book goes even deeper. It's a guide, a mirror, and a companion on your journey inward. And yes, it's worth every single page. If you found value in this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you're into self-growth, spiritual insights, or life-changing books, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Share this with someone who could use a little more peace, presence, and clarity in their life today. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. See you in the next one.